Just confirm this. Can you hear me now? I think it's an issue with my audio device.
Yes, so you can hear me now. Oh, thank you. Apologies, guys. I don't know what went wrong with my audio device. So I'll try to summarize this. Hopefully, we get to grab something for the day. So, major news currently moving the markets, speeches from Fed members, and an announcement by Russia to cut oil production. So let's get over this real quickly. Saudi to extend a cut of 1 million barrels per day for 3 months until December. This strengthened the oil prices. So that's why we are seeing Brent trading at over $90 per barrel. The other major news is that we had comments from Fed member Waller. He said that the data doesn't say we need to do anything imminent. The recent data will allow the Fed to proceed carefully. So this basically increases the chances that the Fed may hold interest rates steady on its next meeting, which will be on 20th. So judging from the CME Fed funds futures, this percentage was 7% yesterday. Now it has gone down to 5.0%, which raises the likelihood that the Fed will hold interest rates steady at between 5.25% and 5.50%. So as a result of that, then it basically implies that the dollar may now start to weaken. And of course, we could be seeing the dollar index taking a step back. So after the huge rally that we saw earlier this morning on the dollar index, this is what we were looking at. In the last 1 hour, we have seen a slight step backwards, indicating that the dollar may start losing by a bit. So what we are seeing is an overall change in trend. So from pound USD being strongly bearish in the morning, bouncing off this level. We're also seeing the same thing happening with the USDN, Euro USD, and so on. However, these trends tend to be major. For instance, for Euro USD, it's a major break from this long-term trend line. So now it's reasonable to expect that the euro will continue losing to the dollar down to 1.06351, which was the immediate previous low on the trend line. So, while it seems like the market had taken a breather around this area, what we are seeing is the dollar index pressing even higher. And with this continued press, we are seeing these trends continuing. So for USDN, it's almost cruising above this area. And a break above this point basically implies that there is a high likelihood we will be seeing a continued momentum upwards. So Euro USD, same thing, USD CAD, we are seeing the strong correlation between the Canadian dollar and oil. So as oil prices continue jumping higher, also the Canadian dollar continues to strengthen. So that explains the strong reversal against the dollar here. So Brent oil prices have already touched $90 per barrel, and they seem to be going even higher. So I can see there's a request to check on pound CAD. I will be checking on that too. So as for gold, we are projecting that we will continue seeing gold being bearish, and having seen this break happen along this trend line. So it's a trend line that was holding since the 21st of August. The market has been finding support along this trend line, broke this trend line early in the morning, retested and kept going down. And now the immediate target becomes 1924, which was the previous resistance here, now turned into support. So we'll be expecting to see much weaker prices in gold. So among that, I don't think there's anything else that I need to summarize for the day. So Saudis are basically making all the news in the oil markets. Then Fed members, Waller, basically presenting a speech that had the market moving, quite a strong commentary. Until inflation comes down, the Fed will have to keep rates up. One more hike is unlikely to send the economy into a recession. Data will drive whether the Fed lifts rates again, and the data is looking good for soft landing scenario. So if the Fed member believes that the US is headed into a soft landing scenario, then there's a high likelihood they might not go for another interest rate hike. So the recent data will allow the Fed to proceed carefully. So in that case, we know that those are the major news influencing the markets today, and we are not expecting much from the economic calendar. So only data that is due will be the US factory orders at 5 p.m., IBD economic optimism survey, and of course the GDT price index for New Zealand before we look at the GDP tomorrow morning. That is for Australia. So having a relatively quiet economic calendar and major news announcements coming from Fed member Waller and of course coming from Saudi Arabia, then it seems like the most likely outcome will be investors focusing their day on trading the oil markets and the volatility present in oil markets. And of course, for European equity indices, they seem to be pretty bullish after making the V-shaped recovery. So all the losses we had seen on the French 40 index in the morning have already been recovered. So perhaps some further upside momentum might continue. Same case for the Euro Stoxx index, a very strong reversal. And of course, if you look at the UK 100, you can see the strong momentum, which basically recovered all the losses we had seen early in the morning. So that's it for the day. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you for your time. I hope to see you on the next session, which will be tomorrow. And also remember, tomorrow we'll be airing a new episode of the Bullish Banter podcast. So make sure to be ready to listen in. Seeing another comment here. There's a new word, slippage, used especially in regard to MFF prop firm. What exactly was MFF doing and what is slippage? So basically, and this is an allegation, so we don't have the facts yet. It seems like the prop firm was manipulating prices. So if you are basically buying an asset, they would ensure that you get it at the worst price possible. So as a result of that, you would suffer slippage and they'll be benefiting from that. So there was a conflict of interest between the firm and its clients.